As we anticipate Election Day next week, I just thought it was fitting for us just to touch base real quick surrounding civility. For all of our campuses this week, we're going to be touching on civility and what does that look like. And civility is really a demonstration of love and mercy manifested in public grace. How do we give people grace? How do we give people what they don't deserve? How do we allow the Father to do in us what we could never do in and of ourselves, and then give that back to the people that we interact with? In this season, we've talked a lot about how polarizing politics have become, and we are invited into that polarization. But the truth is, as Christians, what does it look like for us not to necessarily pick a side, but we pick a chair? And we come up against and we belly up against the common table, and the common table being the table of communion. And recognize what we've been called to do by way of what we have in common, and then in honor, how we can agree to disagree. And so as I was kind of pondering this, there was something that came up in a book that we've kind of been modeling. It's called Compassion and Conviction. And it tells of a story of Martin Luther King anticipating a Supreme Court ruling allowing for integrated buses. And Martin Luther King and his team, Montgomery, Alabama, put together a little statement that I think echoes the heart of politics, echoes really the bigger picture, how we engage in civility to our neighbor, to our community, and represent the kingdom of heaven well. So if you allow me, I want to read a little excerpt out of this that I found very encouraging. This places upon us all tremendous responsibility of maintaining, in face of what could be unpleasantness, a calm and loving dignity befitting good citizens. In all things, observe ordinary rules of courtesy and good behavior. Be quiet but friendly, proud but not arrogant, joyful but not boisterous, and be loving enough to absorb evil and understand enough to turn an enemy into a friend. I think it's important as we engage going forward how we can carry a space and posture of civility that invites people into safety, that we return good when spoken evil of, that we respond in grace and mercy when grace and mercy is not offered, and we have the wisdom and the capacity to one day maybe turn an enemy into a friend. I like what Peter shares with us regarding kind of this same posture, and I want to read this to you by way of exhortation, an invitation for us as a body. We find it in 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 8, and it says this. This is Peter's exhortation. Finally, all of you, be like-minded, be sympathetic, love one another, be compassionate and humble. Do not repay evil with evil or insult with insult. On the contrary, repay evil with a blessing, because to this you are called, so that you may inherit a blessing. For who would ever love life and see good days must keep their tongue from evil and their lips from deceitful speech. They must turn from evil and do good. They must seek peace and pursue it. For the eyes of the Lord are on the righteous, and his ears are attentive to their prayer. But the face of the Lord is against those who do evil. The truth is, we all want to be blessed. We all want to be lavished upon love, joy, peace, gentleness. We all want to be lavished upon the fruits of the Spirit and rest in that. And part of that is that we don't return evil for evil. We don't return insult for insult. When cursed, when evil is trajected towards us, we respond in love, and we respond in grace, and we respond in civility, knowing that we're representing his kingdom. And so as we engage in kind of the hype and as the tension rises for Election Day next week, I pray that we would respond as Christians with civility, that we would honor and that we would engage our communities with confidence and strength in him, and trusting that our identity and who we are is rooted in Christ, which gives us permission to respond in civility, to respond in compassion and love, completely saturated with grace. Good folks, have the best day. Know I love you. I appreciate you. God bless.